Hi, welcome back to my blog Experience Points. My name is Nicholas Kory, independent author and game designer, yoga enthusiast, comic books enthusiast, science fiction nerd, yada yada yada. This video is on a Wednesday, which means that I'm actually kind of keeping up with my weekly routine. My last video was last week, so hopefully these videos and these posts will become more of a routinely thing. I think I say that every time, and whether or not that actually happens is just kind of up in the air. But hopefully this will be the turnaround of something different. As always, my video posts follow a kind of a three-part rule, which are works in my independent role-playing game production, works or my experience with self-published fiction and kind of where I'm at for that currently, and then significant events in my life outside of those two categories. So we're going to kind of stick with that as we go forward with this video. First up, as far as news about the Experience Points blog, those of you who follow me at all, I guess, will know that I posted a written article a couple days ago, I think it was either Sunday or Monday, talking about Alien Isolation, the new game that came out last week, and how much I've been enjoying that game and kind of my early thoughts on the game so far. I'm only right as of when I wrote the article, I was probably about 4 hours into it. Now I'm probably 7 hours into it or so. If you want to know about what I think about that game, go ahead and check that article out. I'll talk a little bit briefly at the end of this video about it, but check out that article for a more in-depth explanation of how I feel about it. And then this coming Friday, day after tomorrow, I will be posting another written article will go up talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and pretty much how far we've come from the original Iron Man in 2008 to Guardians of the Galaxy, and where we're looking at as far as the Avengers 2 Age of Ultron, which will be coming out next April. That article will go through all of the films so far in Marvel's Cinematic Universe, and it arranges them, or I arrange them in a way that kind of goes from my least favorite to my most favorite. By least favorite, I mean the ones I like a lot, and by most favorite I mean the ones that I am completely in love with. There's no MCU film that I don't like, so let's just get that out of the way right now. But hopefully between that Alien Isolation article and this Marvel Cinematic Universe article, they will be the start of regularly scheduled blog posts, written blog posts that I'm planning to do every Monday and every Friday. So then I'll have the videos on Wednesday, a post on Monday, and a post on Friday, so that we kind of have a weekly schedule going. I know I've said that before, and I know the more I say it, probably the more I'm dooming myself, but you know what? I'm going to try and stick to it for as long as I can. So getting into the three big topics, as far as work in the independent role-playing game industry, Round 10, as you know, I've developed it. It's out. You can get it in hardcover from lulu.com. You can get it digitally through my site, nicholaskory.squarespace.com, or from rpgnow.com. It's there. I know I've talked about doing supplements for it, but I've since had to kind of put supplemental development to the side, simply so that I can focus on my fiction writing. I mean, I'm just one guy. There's only so much I can do, and it's easier for one guy to write science fiction stories than it is for one guy to develop and play test and edit and revise and redevelop a role-playing game. I do want to get back to Round 10 eventually. I've been taking a lot of notes as far as steps I can do to make it more streamlined, more accessible, and to take kind of all of its various moving parts and bring them together into one cohesive central idea, make it feel more like one universal game rather than a toolbox of just a bunch of different parts that you can kind of piece together on your own. I want it to feel more cohesive in that regard. But I won't probably be putting those ideas into motion for at least another year and a half until this fiction stuff that I'm working on is all kind of worked out of my system. I can take a break from that, focus on Round 10 for maybe 8 months, 12 months or so, and then get back to my fiction after that. We'll see. Honestly, after this next spring, my career planning is kind of all up in the air, and I think that once I finish with this book that I'm working on now, I'll kind of reassess where I'm at and where to go with that. So that leads us into my work as a self-published author. Cybersaurus: The Awakening, the complete first season of my Cybersaurus series is available. It's about 400 printed pages, 410 printed pages or so. You can get it in paperback from lulu.com, and you can also get it digitally as individual episodes, which each episode is about 8 or 9 chapters, for 99 cents each from Amazon and my website, or you can get it as one complete volume from Amazon, Smashwords, or the Kory Stories website, nicholaskory.squarespace.com. I'll have all those links available in the show notes below, so check that out. As far as the book that I'm working on now, it's had a working title that has changed a few times, but it is basically, originally I called it Dead City, but I didn't like the imagery that came with that. It makes it sound kind of zombie-ish, and this book is not about zombies. Currently it's being called Quarantine, although I'm toying around with calling it The Visitors. It's going to be a lot more suspense, borderline horror, compared to Cybersaurus's kind of action science fiction suspense. It's still science fiction, but it's a lot more around the suspense and the thriller part of it. I'm just finishing up with the first episode of that, and this series is set to come out in mid-December. So you'll have that to look forward to. Hopefully soon I'll get a cover image posted on the website and on my Facebook page, so keep your eyes open for that. And finally, significant events in my life outside of those two situations. Not much else to report. I know last week I talked about the moving kind of being finished up, and it really is. I know tonight we're going to be carving pumpkins to further cement this video in a specific point of time. We'll be carving pumpkins for Halloween tonight. At least we originally talked about it. I don't know. I know that might be up in the air, I guess. It depends on how everybody feels when they get home. So, otherwise, I've been playing. My days have pretty much been go to work at FedEx, go to work at Target, come home, eat dinner, spend time with my girlfriend and her daughter, and then write for 3 hours, and then at about 9:30 sit down and play some Alien Isolation on the PS3 until I just can't stand to do it anymore because I'm just so dang terrified. That game is shockingly frightening. It has been a long time since we've seen the alien, like the xenomorph, the alien. Showing off my shirt there, my Jurassic Park alien shirt. I love it. Two of my favorite things. But it's been a long time since we've seen the alien in a horror type setting, and this game is very much a strict stealth horror game. Like, you need to hide. You need to run and hide, otherwise you're going to die. And it's amazing to get that with the alien finally. One of my quotes about as far as how I feel about the game is, you don't see the alien for about the first 90 minutes, and that whole time I'm like, where's the alien? How is this an alien game if there's no alien here? I saw him quick for like a blip and that's it, and now he's gone. And then once he shows up, I'm basically like, I really miss those times when the alien wasn't here. And now when he shows up on screen, I do not want him there. Like, I want it to be an alien game, but I don't want to see the alien, if that makes any sense. It's a wonderful game. If you have the means to check it out, I definitely recommend you do so. Xbox One and PS4, it's available physical or digitally. And I know for PS3 it's available digitally. I don't know if it's available for Xbox 360 or not digitally. But it's a wonderful game. It's an amazing story and video game that's inspired by the original movie, which is the one that I am in love with. My favorite film out of the entire Aliens franchise. So that was enough gushing about Alien Isolation. As far as other events in my life, none other ones to report really that are relevant to this blog. So like I said, look forward to that post for Friday about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and how I feel about each of the films there. I think I give about a 2-paragraph short description of how I feel for each of those films. So it's a long post, but it's worth a read, I think. So look forward to that, and then to more posts next week and more videos every Wednesday. So thank you very much for sticking with Experience Points, and I will catch you on the flip side.